When you say, and I want to reiterate this, that we have a spending problem, and I retort to you, no, what we have is a paying for problem. If I make $1 million, I can spend $999,000 less taxes. But if I make $500,000, I spend $1 million. That is a paying problem because I don't pay for it and I accumulate debt. That's how debt goes. Now, I was here in the Reagan administration some period of time ago. We were told that the tax cuts that were passed in 1981 were going to pay for themselves. They did not. It perhaps will surprise you, maybe you know this figure. The largest increase in the national debt was under Ronald Reagan, the only president who had a triple-digit, 189% increase in the national debt during the course of his term. It might also surprise you that Clinton is the only one who was 30% or lower since Ronald Reagan. Clinton is the only one who balanced the budget. Now, one of the reasons we did so is because we had bipartisan objectives. The Republicans wanted to cut taxes, which is their mantra, and we wanted to invest, as we call it, as opposed to spending, in children's education, in people's health care, in safety, et cetera, et cetera. If we continue this logic that we have a spending problem and discount taxes as spending, when we did the tax increase under in 2017, you may recall, the Republicans gave themselves a $1.5 trillion headroom. The reason it was limited to that is because the senator from Tennessee wouldn't go higher than that. So in other words, a $1.5 trillion unpaid for headroom to give a tax cut. That is spending because you're cutting prices while increasing costs. That's what causes deficits. Some of my Republican friends, I'm a strong supporter of national defense, but I do not delude myself that raising $150 billion in national defense expenses don't cost taxes. We don't have $150 billion to either cut taxes with or to spend money with, so we borrow. And when my friend talks about hypocrisy, we all know if you spend more than you get, you go into debt. And that's what we do as a country on both sides of the aisle. And we need people like yourself to be honest with those with whom you work and honest with the Congress of the United States in terms of the ramifications of the actions. I know you are a strong supporter of permanent increase. You're not a strong supporter of paying for it. And you can cut all of non-defense discretionary spending, and you won't get there. And this game that Mr. Musk has played, he had no sense of the ramifications of the actions he's taken. He knew how to do it. He was prepared. As one article in the Atlantic Journal said, the blitzkrieg, which our speaker calls flooding the zone, been pretty effective at that, just trying to watch where the ball is and see if you can respond. But, Mr. Secretary, I have a lot of questions. I'm going to send them to you, ask them to you, and I would like to take some time with you on that. I have great respect for your background and your abilities, and I am really praying that you will bring a voice of reason and rationality to our deliberations. My time is over, and I appreciate the chairman's forbearance, but this is serious business, very serious business. And I agree with you. A $37 trillion debt is not sustainable. And we all have to do it, but we have to do it together. That's the only way it will get done. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You have a response, Mr. Secretary?
Congressman, thank you for that. And I would note that while President Reagan substantially increased the defense budget, the Clinton administration was able to capitalize on the peace dividend. But as you said, the defense budget dropped dramatically post the fall of the Iron Curtain, which contributed to the fiscal soundness. And through, as you said, through bipartisanship, working with Speaker Gingrich, they worked together. So I would hope that we could do that again.
Which, by the way, cost Gingrich's job. The right wing of his